Hey, everybody, it's Minnie Fox. I know I've been gone a little while, but I'm back. The Minnie Fox Talk Show has a whole new set. What y'all think? Hello. Still got the bling, still got the sparkle. I'm excited today about coming on and picking up where we left off actually last year, interviewing some of the most phenomenal community outreach mentors, singers, dancers, actors. And we just had a really wonderful time last year. And as you know, things evolve and things change, and we were trying to get back, get a new set. So today is the first day with the new set. And we're working out some kinks. So just in case it's not coming good on your end, I need you to tap in and tell me what's going on. So with the new show, we'll sit and talk. We'll interview the guests. I won't be clicking in like I used to, but I need you to continue to put your comments there, and we'll get your comments answered as we move forward. So guess what? If one of you out there know how to operate the phone, you turn it to the side. I try to turn it to the side so you can have a full view, but that wasn't working. But my Instagram people, you got a full shot, so that's all right. We want to know how you're doing out there today as we are in Viva Las Vegas celebrating mentorship, business, and the opportunity for change in the Black community, in the Asian community, in the Latino community, and all communities abroad. But guess what? Our Black community needs a voice, and a voice is exactly what we have in our mentorship program for our youth that are inspired by a particular person. DW. Can we all say DW? That's right. DeMarco Washington, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. How you doing? I'm doing pretty well. Feeling well rested and ate breakfast earlier, so I'm good.
What'd you have for breakfast?
Well, I had me a 3-egg omelet with ham and cheese.
Oh, that's pretty full. You can bring me nothing to eat.
I love to eat.
Nothing to eat. Oh, that's wonderful. Mm-hmm. So you are here in Las Vegas.
Yes.
You are celebrating a wonderful movement that you have put together on your own.
Yeah.
And you have some partners that's been kind of mentoring and doing some things with you there. Mm-hmm. So please tell us why you have on this particular t-shirt. Ladies, check it out. Yes. Yeah. That's a lion, like the cowardly lion. You notice I got on blue and white, you know, we were trying to match you. I'll do that. Hello. Tell us all about what your lion means.
Well, for me, it's a great symbol of just like strength and courage to always just go for what you want to do in life. And that's my main basis for the icon symbol, however people want to say it. But also with my gaming company, it's a strengthener of always fighting the competition, you know, regardless of how good they may be or how good you might be, you still give it your all in the gaming term competitions to win prizes or even to break your own barriers that you probably don't know that you have.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to back you up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. So we want to talk about the meaning of the lion. And just focus on that. I understand from what I read about you, you have an amazing empowerment. That lion means 2 or 3 different things, yes?
Yes, it does.
So tell us about that.
Yeah. So like I said, the first meaning is the strength and courage.
Okay. And what is strength and courage to you?
That is basically just knowing yourself and to always just know what you want, but also how to get it with having no self-doubt. Because when you go out, you know, and approach things with confidence, you have a more better feeling of doing something. So that's what I've gained since I was a kid, actually, about how to just be the best I can be.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's
a number 2?
Yeah. And then my favorite color is blue.
Well, hey.
Hence, you know, the outfits and my company color. But also, that's more like a royalty type of thing. Okay. You know, the royal blue, like you're your own queen, you're your own king, right? So that's a little meaning to it. I kind of threw in there for that symbolism. And just be your own king of the jungle about what you want to do in life.
Wonderful. Is there a number 3?
Number 3 is my favorite animal.
Okay.
So that's it for that one.
I love lions and tigers and zebras.
And bears, oh my.
Oh. Hey, bears doing their thing.
Yeah.
But for me, the zebras, the lions and the tigers, you know, there's no 2 stripes alike.
Yes.
and
Yes.
the empowerment of how they come into the world
Mm-hmm.
fully grown. And the mother is like pushing them, and all of a sudden within hours they are walking and then they are running. Mm-hmm. Ladies, just imagine if our kids did that, we'd be in trouble, wouldn't we?
Yeah, a lot of hazards.
Yes. So a part of your mentorship is empowerment in itself. And I want to talk about your mentorship and how you're out there in the community inspiring young people. Yes. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So for me, that's where I've come to myself about how my story started. Mm-hmm. What I had and didn't have growing up for school system wise. Yeah, we had like some school counselors and all, but at that school, it was basically about, okay, well, here's your classes, and here's how you go to this for college stuff. That was it. But there wasn't really no mentorship on how to actually get my goals completed for career or how to go for different colleges that might best fit me. So like whatever I do is always for something that I haven't had before. Or if I do have it before, to share my experience about that to help motivate or plant a seed for someone who can be a similar path or different path.
Okay. Do you feel that makes a difference?
Yes. It only takes one person to change a person's life sometime. You know, if they don't have probably parents or they don't have a successful environment, you know, it's just toxic instead. Nothing is positive they've seen. And then they see one example of someone who's like them, and to do something that's against their norm can plant a seed. You know, like for example, one of my students I used to mentor, he's more grown now, thankfully, but back in college, he was having a hard time with family home stuff and grades were slipping, so we connected more on a friendly basis, you know, because sometimes kids, and sometimes adults too, I would say, but kids really, they absorb that whole environment stuff like, you know, like a sponge, right? The younger you are, the more spongy your brain is to absorb experiences for personality types and stuff like that. But that's a long topic there. But it's important because somebody just needs a push sometime, you know? Like all the people who you probably heard of before, Bill Gates or even some other actors or people who are inspired like Tesla, who knows, you know, sure. There was a push that you saw in your life that was like, okay, this is the moment of my life where I can keep on going and go further, you know? And for different communities, they don't really have that push sometimes, you know, not knowing where to go for resources, not seeing positive images of themselves, you know, and social media is great, but it's also can be a hinder depending on how you use it, right?
Right, exactly.
So we are exposed to so much different negativity every day on social media. So I do my part to go against that norm of being a positive Black image, you know, and showing people what they don't normally see, you know, on the average social medias.
Okay. So let's talk about that for a moment. As a mentor, what's the age range of the young people that you're helping?
Yeah. So normally it's like college kids. So anywhere from 18 to 24 or 30, because there is some times where we have like some transfer students come to our campus, and even after college too, you know, they still give me a call, you know, I call them back. We just still chop it up about what's going on in their life. And
what do you think is the most important component in mentorship? If you could say 3 things, 3 levels that you feel makes a difference in the mentorship itself.
Relativity, realism, and credibility.
Beautiful.
Those 3 words for sure, because you have to have some kind of similarity with that person to help believe more in yourself too. If you have somebody who's totally different from you, that might work too, but we have somebody who's similar to you that can make you see yourself in them too, you know, and vice versa. Like, okay, so, you know, if he or she did it, then I can do it too. And that's great, you know, expand on that more, explore that more, and always go with that with time though. Don't
Yes.
always rush things. Whatever in life, don't rush it. Just go with the flow of things and just explore different options.
So with that, are you mentoring only young men, or are there females and as a part of your team?
Yeah, so I'm very open to both genders,
Okay.
but I feel like parents and sometimes the individual themselves feel more comfortable having the same gender. So I do mostly males, about mentorship and leadership type of things. But there has been a couple of females too who I've helped mentor, along the way. So that can be either high schoolers or college kids.
Okay. And the focus of that mentorship, is that education? Is it following the dreams? Is it self-esteem? What is it?
Everything. So it's not just, school related stuff, which is great too, right? But we have to go on all aspects about what makes a person,
Mm-hmm.
right? We all have experiences, we all have feelings, we all have goals. But if you don't have goals, though, we can figure out a way to make those goals to get you where you want to be in life. Oh, you know what? I want to be an actor, I want to be a firefighter, or I just want to graduate college and be a manager somewhere in HR. Any one of those type of things, totally fine, right? But it's the basis on how to achieve those step by step. Now, sometimes when you're first starting off with things, it may seem big and you might be kind of like, intimidated. But what helps me still today is breaking things down little by little. And then that helps with the either anxiety of people or the stress level of people, just breaking it down little by little.
So how are you breaking it down? Is that something you have them to write it down, figure it out, map it out? Is it something verbally that they're saying so that it comes out and they can hear what they're saying in order to write it down?
Mm-hmm.
Or are we writing it down first and then we're vocalizing it?
Right. So we've done a number of things really, like personal wise or, in paper, but see, like everybody's different. So that's where it comes to, if that student is a verbal learner, if they're hands-on learner, it just depends on the person. But I try to attack all the avenues that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, I see which way can be best for them. And then they can agree with me or not, and we can work on what's best for them on their view of things for them. So yeah, like paper goals, having a letter written for themselves, like they write their own letters to themselves and they open it, a year later and they see if they accomplished those or, got close to it. Like simple exercises about, okay, so picture yourself 2 years from now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see yourself? And what would you give your advice on when you achieve that goal? What would you tell your present self? Okay. So basically there are in that mindset of, okay, so, I got my goals accomplished or I'm more comfortable now in life. How would I write to myself, which is in the present state, about how to get those goals more accomplished comfortably and reasonably? Because goals, it's both sides to it, they can be realistic or they can be unrealistic, but you hit the realistic, so you hit the realist side first, hit that side first. And then when they're close to being there or they achieve it, then you can go towards the unrealistic goals to accomplish that too.
Okay. Well, hey, let's talk about it with Minnie Fox on the Minnie Fox Talk Show. And if you just tuned in, this is our first show for the new year. I know the new year is almost over, but we've been really busy trying to do some great things and line up some phenomenal guests for you. In addition, we got a new set going on. Hey, to the new set. Thank you all for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Follow the show, like, share, follow, we say.
Yes.
And subscribe.
And like.
Yes, and like, he said like. Now, sitting next to me is DEMARCO Washington. I call him DW.
Okay.
And empowerment, inspiration, and motivation is what his mentorship program has been all about. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to get more involved in what it is your business is about when it comes to gaming. So those of you that are out there, you're on the computer, you're doing the handheld gaming, maybe you're doing some animation, you're trying to figure it all out. We got some conventions coming up and some gaming events and things like that. And that's what we're going to talk about next. Before we do that, we're going to give a toast to you. Grab your coffee cup because you know he got a plug for the show, right? We're going to put it right here and go, hey, over here, Instagram, what's up? And over here. No, put your cup There we go. We're going to hold it because that's a Kodak moment. Thank you. Toasting to the Manny Fox Talk Show and DeMarco, Washington. And give him a sip, sip.
Bottoms up.
All right. So tell us a little bit about how your business is flowing and what this gaming phenomenon is all about.
Yeah. So I'm going to start from the beginning. So I started my gaming company when I was a junior in college. So I just was like, So college is going great.
Mm-hmm.
My career is coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then at that time I was still exploring myself for career paths. It was a handful. But now I was like, So now's my time to actually do what I love to do. So I've been told. So I was like, okay, so how can I do it, you know, in a way that I could have my career job also? So I was like, I love video games. Okay. So how can I put that into a business perspective? Because my major in college was business psychology in the first place. So I had business mixed with psychology, period. So it took me 4.5 years because of that. Fun stuff.
So let's stop there real quick. And we're gonna take a note on college since you brought that up. And there has been so many college graduates that they graduate and they have these enormous bills and you're trying to pay that, and then you end up in the jobs that are not what you went to school for.
Right.
And then you kind of overlook in certain industries while you're trying to find your way.
Yeah.
Today, the pressure and the peer pressure of college and being able to talk to that counselor, you know, where it's the waiting list is 3-4 months long, you know, and to my understanding that has happened to many college students that have gone on unfulfilled and unmotivated. And how was college for you?
College for me, in the overall aspect, was a great learning experience. I learned to use what I have and got to get resources to get what I want. Whether if it was like how to get a class or how to get an internship, which is very important. Get internships, and then just overall, just how can I expand my character? So my public speaking skills. There we go. Like giving presentations, right? At first it was like, you know, it's pretty good, but now it's amazing because I practice it so much, and I do it so much in my business also. So having years of doing that back to back, it made it more confident for me to express myself, my business, what we do, and just give an overall plan for the future.
Okay. So we've talked about this business, this LLC, this mentoring program, the gaming program, and all of that. So everybody know what the name of your business is. It's a tongue twister.
Gaming Community Establishment.
How about that? Gaming Community Establishment. Y'all write that down. Gaming Community Establishment. And if you look at the post, it's there. And all the contact information is there. So you can reach out to Mr. Washington for him to come to either your college or high school, work with your students in this mentorship. Now, your mentorship program started in California?
Yes.
Okay. And now you're reaching out and you're going abroad. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you plan to reach the masses in your end game.
Yeah. So one plan that I have for sure that I want to say is when there's gaming tournaments going on and different people get invited to come to the gaming tournaments, they can be reached there also to get resources and to see what we've done so far, you know, in the past years. So for example, yes, gaming tournaments, I love them a lot, but I also make them more on the basis for being more educational, so to say, so we can know exactly what's in your community, how the community can help serve you better, more directly, rather than just playing video games, which is also great, of course, right? But to have other like businesses there to actually talk to you in person, rather than going online and not finding the right number or right answer for something, you can actually see that person in person about what can probably go on for your career or internships, whatever else may be.
So paint that picture a little more in detail for us. So you set up at a particular venue. You have several different tables of industries in that gaming world.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have someone that's a semi-pro, maybe someone that's intermediate, and someone that's just got it totally down.
Yeah.
And then you got the beginner that doesn't know what's going on. They're just excited about being there.
Mm-hmm.
How can that diversity from the beginner to the professional be able to stop at a table and be fulfilled to get what it is they're looking for at that event?
Right. So there's a thing called the breaks or the intermissions. So that's a more way of saying it professionally. So for example, right, we don't just play games nonstop. We actually give people breaks to go to the restroom, half an hour breaks to do whatever they want to do. And that also helps the vendors and the tablers get their shine on, because when we're taking a break, I can give a shout out to the different tables who's at my event. Say, hey guys, you know what? Just go here, go there for this and this, and then this and that, food, drinks, or whatever else they may serve for a resource for the gamers and the bystanders too.
Okay.
So people that come to my gaming tournaments, they're not just all gamers. They're either business people also, or they're parents, or people who just want to have a good time and dance and see the community.
Okay. You said tablers.
Yeah. Vendors.
What's a tabler?
Vendors who have tables.
For those of you that were wondering, I knew what you meant, but
Yep.
somebody might have been wondering that.
Yep.
So, what is the qualifications to be able to take a table and be a tabler? How do they do that?
Oh yeah, simple. So that's when they showed me like interest. I said, so I said, okay, great. And I send them like a contract type of thing about what can go on and what can't go on during the event that they're tabling for. Mine of course. And then we talk about the space, how much stuff they need to bring, how much stuff they can't bring, but also licenses.
Okay.
These vendors have to have a licensed business to be a vendor for my events, so I can make sure there's no further problems going on with not just for them but for me also and the venue place. And we just talk about the whole legalities of the whole event.
So what about the person that's just actually visiting and they want to stop at these various tables? What's some of the diversity that's at the tables that they can benefit from?
Oh yeah. So I do know a handful of community people from San Bernardino, Redlands, somewhere, like around there. These are like nonprofit groups, and what they also do like me is they help the community directly. So like community cleanup, they can help with like school resources like backpacks, food and shelter. So stuff like that they can also get from those vendors that I know of to help me out with the event, and the crowd. So
but the vendors that are actually at a table, is that a vendor that a young man or woman who's a gamer can go to and say, this is what I do, and that person's business would support the gaming that they're doing, and then there's just diversity throughout the room? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So the whole basis on that too is everybody knows somebody. Yeah. Like you can, like for example, for me, I've met a handful of people that I didn't even know of who have resources that I can use, and need, and vice versa too. Like for example, now I know the mayor of San Bernardino, so now I know her personally. I know the mayor of Grand Terrence. I met her last week. So stuff like that, going to meetings and actually being involved on a deep level is what I try to make that whole thing for like an emphasis at my events, to just network with people. Even if there's no similar goals going on, express yourself, because they can guide you to where you want to be probably too with their resources.
Now you're here in Vegas, Viva Las Vegas. We say hello to all the other 49 states.
Yep. Yeah.
Huh? We got Ohio.
Louisiana is my hometown from my grandparents' side.
New York, city so nice they named it twice.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Texas, Alabama.
Yeah.
Have some cousins in Florida
Georgia.
too. Yeah. So, in Kansas, North Carolina, South Carolina, have some ties there too. But yeah, just all nationwide.
All nationwide. So hey, if you're in Paris and you watching, because I know some of my viewers are in Paris or in Italy, some are in Japan, konnichiwa, bonjour. Some are in Mexico.
Okay.
Como te llamas? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Yes. So he's going to brush up on all his languages so he can say hello in all the various languages.
Definitely will. It's been a while. So.
At least the hello side of it, you know.
Right.
So I'm delighted that you took time to come and visit me while you're here in Las Vegas. There was a reason why you came to Vegas for your gaming business.
Yes.
Yes? So tell us a little bit about that journey while you're here.
Yeah. So in 2019, that's when I first came out here for my gaming event. That was my first event, but that was one of my highlight events for sure. That year and that time of being here in Vegas, having a gaming tournament in Vegas all weekend long, like literally Friday to Sunday, video games throughout the whole day, like the morning to the nighttime, literally, and then nighttime we just networked and just network with each other, like, hey, you know, what's your Instagram and what's your this. Networking with people, you know.
Would you say that social media, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, subscribe. Would you say that has evolved and it's helping people to connect with each other? And let me not forget, for you viewers out there, TikTok. I understand that. I've been watching TikTok off and on, and I created this page for TikTok because there's different parts of me. So we have the talk show me, the model actress me, the singer, dancer, what have you. So social media for me, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, that's a little bit of everything, including what we're doing right now. YouTube is that whole platform of these type of interviews and abroad. But TikTok for me is the dancing and the singing and the modeling. So you all go on TikTok and start following me because you're going to start seeing me shaking the groove thing. You're going to hear me going, hitting that note and doing some fun.
Nice.
And right now there's a young lady on there. The reason why I'm talking about TikTok. And she has blown up TikTok. And it's to this R. Kelly song. And it's called Shake. And once you hear the song, it's in your head, you know, shake, 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 right? And she's kind of doing like this. And she looking at the camera, and then she do like this. And then she get her wiggle and her sway on. And then you can join her and kind of do what she's doing. And she's watching you, watching herself and you together doing something. And she actually responds. So it's pretty cool. And I apologize, I don't know her name, but if you go on TikTok, you cannot miss her. Because she's the one that started it, and it's just been blown up. And so many people, the reason why I'm bringing it up, is that so many people have tapped in, and everybody's doing their version, but the same song.
Gotcha.
Some people are bold enough to do the whole and try to sway. Others are making French fries and squirting mustard and chili and sauce and, you know, things on top. There's a guy on there, he has a little wig on, and he's like looking at her, and he's like, OMG, and he's flipping his wig around, putting on lipstick. And it's a wave. And this has been the perfect example is that if you do one thing, however great or small it is, one thing, it takes one person to see what it is you did and say, wow, I can do that. Let me figure it out. Even if it's not in the same gesture. So the men that have your physique that's on there, you know, look good, got little muscles going on and that kind of stuff. And they're on there, you know, they're doing their whole sway thing.
Oh yeah, like Terry Crews.
The older guys were on there with the cowboy hats and everybody's doing a little something. So y'all go to TikTok, check it out. The girl is amazing. She has about 17 clips of her doing that whole little dance, you know. See, we gonna do it. We gonna lean into the camera. We're gonna take the right hand and we gonna sway it like this and give them that little sex appeal look. And then you do it like this and give them that sex appeal look. And then you gotta sway, yeah.
Can't be close right now, but yeah. So like what I'm hearing is she set that trend.
She set that trend.
Nice.
And I'm bringing her up because she set that trend and she did it on TikTok. Not only does she have 17 different posts doing that, then she has the interaction posted. You said something, and you're like with her, you know, sharing it in the screen, which is brilliant. And then she does some of the other stuff. But the young lady's not doing anything super elaborate. It was something very simple.
Yeah.
And it was all in the eye contact, how she looked at you in the camera when she did this. Hey. You know, and so all these men are going, hey.
Yeah.
And then this guy's going, man, you beat me. You doing this better. And the guy's going, I'm a boy. And I'm looking at you. You know, it was just crazy. So that TikTok phenomenon, I apologize. I don't know her name, but I've been following her. You will find her. Trust me. The reason why I'm bringing it up, because again, it takes one thing, no matter how great or small, and someone catches it and it blows up. Yeah. And that's what's happening on that right now. So there's a young man that I know is a gamer. Oh, yeah. And his name's Corvell. Okay. And he's on TikTok doing his gaming. And people are following him, and he's pretty cool with it.
TikTok and gaming.
Yes. So I gotta introduce you to that little kid, because that would be somebody that you can mentor and get them, you know, involved.
That's great, yeah.
You know, now there's another side to you, and that side as a community leader, an outreach guru, if you will. You've been doing quite a few things in the trenches. Yeah. And because I've been in that world for quite some time, I really wanted you to come on the show and share what you were doing in the community, because we have that in common. But in the same essence, you've created this business around it, and it's pretty cool.
Thank you, yeah.
You know, so those of you who are watching, you know that Let's Talk About It, Manny Fox, you know, I always do some kind of little something to surprise them with, right? And in the world, people say, hats off to you, thumbs up to you. You remember what we used to do? We call it stuff. You put your hand out like this. Okay. He gonna put his hand out right there, and then he closes his eyes. Okay. And ladies, you know how I do it. Here we go. Open your eyes and stilettos on to you. I always.
Stilettos. Oh, that's funny.
Stilettos out to you. So we're gonna look over here at my camera.
That's funny.
So you can get your pose in, because hey, that's a snapshot later Kodak moment. Over here for Instagram, we got you. So yeah, stilettos off to you, because we are divas on this show. Gotcha. And look, he got the bling and the sparkle, that really cool sequin stiletto. Yeah, he got the sequin stiletto. So this is basically like your little trophy thing. We are so proud of you in this moment of the time that you are doing what it is you're doing, because it's absolutely amazing.
I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
The only thing you all know out there, he does not get to keep the stiletto. It goes back in the closet.
That's fine.
We don't want to see you wearing those, right? All right. So with that being said, we're going to do our toast to you. We got to pick up our little glass. You know, it's early in the morning. We could have did some mimosas, you know, but it's a little early. Nobody had breakfast around here but him. So we got some cranberry juice. But we're going to do our toast to you. We're going to look at the camera over here, Instagram, and over here in our Facebook. Thank you all for watching. And this has been an amazing opportunity for me to go, okay, let me get the new set. So I hope y'all like the new feng shui of the set. We have another side of it too. So as people are promoting and dancing and singing, it's a whole nother side of the set. But you have a story that you need to tell. You know what I say. You write it in, bring it in, and let's talk about it. Let's continue to inspire and motivate and educate our young people, where mentors like this and mentors like you out there are rocking the boat and doing what you're supposed to do, giving just a little bit back, because that's how the world goes round when we are completely helping each other. As I mentioned earlier, you may not have heard that as we are rolling out this new set, it's a little different from the old show where we were all tight and close to each other, and I had my little magic stick and I was hitting and saying hi, wave, 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 wave. So we're not doing that now. So this way we can keep it about the show, but we are still responding and answering any questions that you may have had that may have come up on the screen. There are those of you out there that have been following me for many, many years, and you're still there. Hey, when you come to Vegas, let's rock this. Let's keep the show going. I'm looking to make it big coming into 2023. Yes.
Man, time is gone.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, we're already in right now. Yeah, towards the end.
Yes. So, what's coming up for you in 2023?
Well, for me, it's going to be for sure 2 more gaming tournaments.
Okay.
Coming up next year. So don't miss that opportunity to win some cash prizes, resources, and also a possibility of having an internship with my company.
Yes,
so,
an internship. How about that?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, you fine.
Is it a paid internship?
So,
or is it an internship where you do all those hours, you don't make no money?
Well, that depends on what we have going on, because then there's going to be opportunities to have these college kids and high school kids have that resume builder though too.
Okay.
Right? So hence what I said earlier about having the gaming stuff be more educational also. Sometimes when kids come to college or when they're finished with college, they have no work experience. They have very minimal work experience. They don't really see the real world firsthand. They but they see it to after college is done. So thankfully for me, I saw how the real world was during high school and during college, but it's great to expose them now about how to do business or how to actually just get out there and see what's available for you to do.
That's important.
Very important.
That's important. So those of you that are watching, there are some of you that have tapped in that are in the community of marketing, promotion, advertising, talk show. And one of my divas is watching. She's in California, Miss Larita Shelby. She's out there.
Okay.
And it would be great if the two of you can connect and you can bring him on your show and talk about what, because he's out there where you are.
Definitely.
Cassandra and those others that are watching and tapping in, thank you so much for all your support over the years, keeping me in the know. And as I mentioned earlier, sometimes I disappear because I'm working on some things. But it's always been the family of my entertainment world, my real family, my life family. Everyone has been so supportive to me.
That's great.
And sometimes we as mentors, we actually need somebody to mentor us. And they say if you do what you say and say what you do, then you're okay. But hey, I might tell you to drink a bottle of water every day, but I may not drink a bottle of water. I might drink 2, or I may have only drank 1. But when it gets to the fact of real life, how do we actually mentor ourselves as mentors so that we can continue to stay focused and stay strong for those that depend on us? Because as humans, we also fall by the wayside sometimes. We reach for our spirit and our love and get remotivated. And sometimes life is just what it is. And you have people out there that they just kind of do things and press your buttons and you're like, wow, really? Say that. Say, wow, really?
Wow, really?
Wow, really? See, he said it deeper than I did. Wow, really?
Yeah.
But the thing is that
true stories.
The easiest thing in life is to smile and to give acceptance to one another. And people just don't seem to do that. It's so much easier to pull in the negative and to be indifferent. And this is why you as a mentor, myself as a mentor, and all of you out there that are watching, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, hey, continue to subscribe to the show. Find ways to be motivating to one another. And let people know what you're doing so we all can tap in and support one another, because people really do make the world go round.
We do.
Yes?
Yeah.
So, do you have anything coming up that we need to know about?
Well, not at the moment, but I will say next year for sure there will be could be more, but definitely 2 gaming tournaments going on not down here, but Southern California coming up next year. And then maybe sometime next year, it might happen, I'm not sure, I can probably have another gaming tournament here in Vegas.
You supposed to.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Now, before we end our show, I just want to swing back to the fact that I'm talking to DW. DeMarco Washington. I kind of nicknamed him that. And your phenomenal business, gaming
community
establishment LLC. And our beautiful
lion right here.
Lion, yep. Pump him up, because that lion is amazing.
Yep.
And just tell us your 1, 2, 3s about the lion for the new people that have just chimed in.
Yes. So one, the strength and courage on just being your best self, period. Not being afraid or being hesitant to go for what you want in life. Number 2, when it comes to gaming competitions, you can have that fierceness and courage to face other gamers who you're playing to go to the top of the chart to win that prize or to win whatever else that may be
Exactly.
a prize, right? And then number 3 is my favorite animal and favorite color, right? That's always been my symbol of strength too as well for life. So
yes,
be your own king, be your own queen, hence the lion, king of the jungle. Or maybe your case sometimes too, the queen of the jungle, right? So, hey.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
So, look, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout your mentorship and just your span of things in college or otherwise, who were 2 people, 1 female and 1 male, that you felt was a mentor to you, or you felt there was someone that inspired and motivated you to become and or do what you are right now today?
My mom and dad, hands down. So my parents, they grew up in Compton, you know, so they had those stories like that. And just to see where they are today, coming from that whole environment, you know, from being a kid to adults, you know, and like just surviving that stuff, not getting to any crazy mishaps, that shows for me a warrior-like spirit, you know, to actually like still be here for me and with me. I take that very dearly. To have 2 blissful, great parents, to help motivate me, to help shape me, to, you know, like how I am today.
Right.
So like me with no parents as a kid, I can't even picture how it would be today. Like, you know, I have my whole ideas, but I don't want to picture that, you know, because I love my parents so much. Exactly. And I'm so blessed and grateful to have them. So for sure, my mom and dad, because one reason was my dad was in the military, right? He did the Air Force for 8 years. So that was great. And then, you know, my mom, she did her medical stuff too. So to just always just be the best that they can be, and tell us, you know, me and my siblings, you know, the lessons that they learned, how to not do those bad outcomes. It helped shape us too, how we are.
So the military and the medical field, 2 amazing fields. I always say it takes very special people to do both of those industries to be able to be empowered by it, and then be able to love on others before that.
Yeah.
And as a parent, and I know your parents, we strive to make our kids feel acceptance and assurance, and to be able to believe in themselves, because surpassed us, especially after you're 18, there's a whole other world out there for you.
It really is.
And all of a sudden you become, wow, what is this? And if your parents didn't get you to a certain point, or someone in your family or friend that knew, when you went out there into that world, and maybe you're by yourself, it's a cold world. Yeah. It is. Yeah. And you have to learn how to survive that if you're going to truly be whatever it is you may have become in your life. Right. And parenting isn't easy. And people have come up with books and different things, and every family is different.
Yes.
Every community is different.
Everyone.
And it's so much so now where it was all this, and then it was all this, and then it was all this, and all the, and we finally are starting to come like this, like this, like this. And pretty soon we're like this. Yeah. And that's all nationalities across the board. But in our African American community in particular, I understand that you were trying to do some things that were a little different. Yeah. And can you share that with us before we end our show?
Well, yeah, most definitely. So that goes back to me starting my company, when I was a junior. Junior in college. So there was a club on campus, or there still is a club on campus, that now I'm a whole pack chairman of also. Okay. So I help run that whole BSU thing too, along with other people as well. But back when I was a student there and other people were in charge, I just seen things that I've been used to seeing, you know? So I was like, where's the actual change we can make for each other rather than just having a glorified mishap? Meaning, where's the real results coming from? You know, are we really like mentoring these young boys and girls about how to be in life, or, you know, are we just here for time?
Right.
You know, and like anyone else, of course, but there's been times I've seen people who are older than me, like in their 40s and 50s, when I was a college kid, have their own agenda, right? And that was not just anybody. I mean, excuse me, that was just like that one or two people who were doing that. Not everybody, of course, but I was like, where's the great people where we can actually live by the model that we have, right? Like we live stronger together, right?
Okay.
So living stronger together, that's great, but how can we do that the right way? So actually taking time, going one by one to these students about how to actually achieve Black success. Because of course for us, especially the young ones, we are always exposed to negativity where it was like, oh, you know, drug dealers and this and that, but oh, be a rapper and play sports. But there's way more than that to do. Where we all come from, you know, and what we can all achieve together and individually is amazing. So just picture a team of leaders coming together to help build more leaders for the future. That's my goal for, you know, the whole Black community, you know, then of course other communities too, but mainly the Black community because I'm a whole chairman for PAC, you know, at San Bernardino, Cal State.
And so what does PAC stand for? So I don't know. Yeah,
so PAC stands for Pan-African Community Center.
Say it again.
Pan-African Community Center. So that's a part of BSU, Black Student Union. So all the Black students, period. But that's just, you know, another branch of BSU that I focus on because that's where I saw my first Black experience at.
Okay.
You know.
Right.
So like I was a freshman there, and then the number of Black students at that campus is less than 5%.
Interesting.
Or it's right at 5%. You know, regardless of what, it's too low.
Yes.
So I do my part to graduate, use my business and my first responder experience and titles to reach high schools around the whole San Bernardino County and try to get these students to come to Cal State, not just for the whole quota, right? You know, the whole data, but to actually bring them in the right spot that can get them to where they want to be, rather than just saying, oh, I'm not sure where I want to be yet, or like where I want to go. Somewhere that's like close to home, somewhere that's more affordable for college, and you get meet a lot of different people, a lot of people.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's what I do for myself and my school.
Okay, so I know some of you may have seen me drinking this down real quick, but it's cranberry juice. It's too early to have wine. But I wanted to make a point. You see this glass? See the glass? Yeah, this glass is empty, right? And many of us, this is how we feel.
Yeah.
It's how we feel. It's what life is doing to us. And you just kind of want a little of acceptance. So those of us that are mentors or just great friends, you haven't called and spoke to a loved one in a long time, do it. Because you want them to feel that the glass is half full in actuality.
Yeah.
It's half full. And so people say, oh, it's half full, it's half empty. But that's okay, long as it's half of whatever it is and not totally empty. And this one is half because he didn't finish drinking his cranberry juice.
Yeah, not yet.
Which let me be able to give my example. And just in life, we want to be able to, you know, help others and make a big difference.
Yeah.
And DW, DeMarco, Washington, you are doing that. I'm so excited that you decided to come on the show.
Same here.
So we can share. Those of you who are out there watching, we want you to reach out, go to the post. All the information is there to connect with him. And ladies, he may or may not be available. You want a strong man in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know.
You'll find out if you reached out, got involved in the program, you liked, shared, subscribed, followed, and got involved to make a difference in the community in business and in mentorship for our young people.
Right.
Anything you'd like to say last?
My last regards for the next minute or two is to never accept what's given to you. You know, always do your own research and always go for what you want to do with yourself. Do your own self-discovery. Revisit that nearly every day if you have to help push you for what's being shown to you, you know, in your environment, because there's always more to what's being shown to you all the time. Take from me, you can go from not knowing something to knowing something, and while knowing something to help people up. It's never a selfish thing. It's always, while you're building character for yourself, help someone else in the process as well. Because also, you never know who you might meet, you know, along the pathway. You can meet your partner, right? You could meet a business partner. You could meet another fellow leader right here. You could meet just whoever. You know, it's a beautiful journey. So never go through life with the woulda, shoulda, coulda, because that would tear you up. It really would. You want to live a life where you can at least say, I did it, or I tried. So that's my message for that last line.
Say that again.
You rather live a life of you did it or you tried, and not the life of coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yes, exactly. So as we end our show today, we are grateful once again for DEMARCO Washington and everything that he's doing in the communities, in the community abroad, and what's coming in the near future. The gaming industry is blowing up. Look at the posts so that you can get his information, have him on your show, talk to him about mentoring your kids or family members, etc. And this has just been a full day of empowerment. And as we're leaving, if you are anywhere near anybody, face that person. And if not, face yourself every single day in the mirror before you go out in the streets, because the streets oftentimes beat us up. So we want to make sure that we cover ourselves with our own self-empowerment every single morning. So you should look in the mirror like this. You know, look in the mirror and we say, I love you. You are amazing to me. You are amazing because I love you. From the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, from front to back, left to right, side to side, inside out. I love you because you are amazing to me. All right, everybody, that's been our show today. Let's talk about it with Minnie Fox, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Subscribe, follow, share, and tell someone to bring their stories on. And let's talk about it. That's been our show today. Thank you. Hey. So, you're good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, we good. How about that?
That was fun.